Your WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to the superstar that never was, Kirko Bangz. The disappointing rap story.
H-Time, sipping straight crown royal. I don't need no crown. As a youngin' was a peasant, now I be a king. All this fucking gold on, what the fuck you mean? Put it in a spleen.
Kirk Jarrell Randall, aka Kirko Bangz, born August 28, 1989. Today's feature came into the game and stumbled on a path that, with the right talent and the right moves made on his behalf, could lead straight to being a superstar in rap and hip-hop. At the time, Kirko was certainly the right talent, and his story was playing out so ideal that he ended up right at the doorstep with a unique mixture of the sound of the future, only used in this way by Drake predominantly, and he had a look the ladies flocked to as a rapper. In 20...
He got that light skin shit. He's light skinned, and girls, some girls find some light skinned niggas attractive. He's a light skinned nigga, so I could see like girls, like females, like, being attracted to this nigga. Was attracted to this nigga.
In 2012 and even 2013 when he made the XXL freshman class, I thought Kirko Bangz would be the next rapper to blow, and even though Drake was already geared up and in place for his one-of-a-kind run in music, the lane they both dabbled in was still open for Bangz. Mainly because honestly, he was exactly the rapper Drake wanted to be, in my opinion, as far as he was actually from Houston, a place Drake references obsessively in his music, and a place he has ties to. But imagine Drake.
Everything is bigger Houston, meaning they got the Jaddies and all that. So comment down below, bro. Is that true? Is it a fact? Is it not? Let me know.
Drake actually had that down south pedigree he seemed to gravitate to. Bangz was also, for lack of better phrasing, considered cooler than Drake, or Drake's history that only really became cool with the assistance of a lot of hands involved, like Bun B, Lil Wayne, Trey Songz, Jeezy, Kanye West as well, believe it or not, who all chaperoned him into the superstar he eventually became. A mixed kid from Canada with the curl fro and questionable history could only morph into the gang-tied six god because of it, but Kirko Bangz had that all and was homegrown to it. His sound was also a viable contender to lead the next generation past the lyrical heavy acts of the 2000s like Wayne, Jay-Z, Still, Kanye West, and others that were all mainly rappers in the traditional sense, where lyrics and rapping were most important, until Drake and guys like Kirko Bangz came in the game and were changing the sound to being more melodic or even singing without being R&B artists for an entire song. With Kirko, his singing was really just a slower cadence to his raps and paid homage to his Houston, Texas roots. Just so happened that sound would be the wave for the next 10 plus years, leaking itself into other parts of the nation and inspiring artists like Lil Durk, Speaker Knockers, and even Lil Wayne. They then in turn influenced the next generation, and here we are now, where the entire urban music community now sounds like some version of one of the artists previously mentioned. And to think Kirko Bangz was right at the forefront of that. Instead, many issues on the business side and even personal tragedy took place, leading to a disappointing rap story of a superstar that never was. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunning Growth Music. Let's get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Kirko Bangz is a rapper, singer, songwriter, and producer from Houston, Texas that made the decision to become a rapper at 15 years old in order to make something of himself and help his mother pay the bills. His name is derived from musician Kurt Cobain, and his plan was to finish high school and attend Prairie View University, but not to money exactly, but to build his network with like-minded music individuals, which is how he met his manager D. Will. Together, they pushed Kirko through his debut single What Your Name Is that peaked 41 on the urban charts in 2011,
Drink in my cup.
followed by his biggest single ever, the platinum Drank in My Cup, that really pushed
That was my shit. I ain't gonna lie. This song was fire. Don't lie.
Kirko to the forefront. The song peaked #1 on the urban charts and 28 in the US, followed by numerous remixes by other top-tier artists, and stamped Bangz as the next upcoming rapper. The future was bright at this point, at the young age of just 21-22. Stunt number 1, poor management and label situations. Immediately reviewing Kirko Bangz' story, you easily notice the break in the chain that caused him not to become the superstar he could have. Less than focused management that didn't capitalize off the wave he owned or had shares in owning with only Drake at that point. The light-skinned singer-rapper wave the game didn't initially understand. Drake played that lane to perfection, and it's allowed him to have success more than a decade later. It's July 2023, and Drake is gearing to drop his 8th solo album. All have gone multiple times platinum, except his most recent 2 that came out in 21 and 22. Still, they all were #1 albums in the country. Anything close to that success in that lane for Kirko Bangz would be the way many expected his career to pan out. Drink in My Cup released September 2011, peaked early 2012, and for some reason Kirko's next move was to release another mixtape September 2012 instead of a full-length debut album, as his song was at its peak. He would never have another song like that took over the industry and allowed him to work with all the top names in the game at the time. This had to have been a label situation where they didn't see the vision or saw Bangz as a singles rapper and wanted to milk the single as long as possible instead of capping it off with an album. They gave up Kirko's future as a solidified artist in the game, seeing as successful albums carry much more long-term weight than an artist who can only sell singles. 2012 ended without an album for Bangz, and 2013 began much the same, no release date a year after his biggest song peaked. XXL rolls around spring 2013, another great opportunity to release his debut. Instead, in summer that year, another mixtape release to fans' confusion as Kirko Bangz began to cool off after no singles reached the heights of Drink in My Cup. 2014 as well, and no album, just much of the same mixtapes, even the same names, as management and his label completely lost control of his future as an artist. Stunt number 2, himself, strip clubs, and spending money. 3 other reasons in an interview with The Breakfast Club that Kirko Bangz blamed for him not putting out an album when he was the hottest, and still none after 10 years. An entire decade filled with promises and no album ever came, making Kirko Bangz' career to fans that remember the decade that never was. With him giving this information as the source of his poor moves, I have to assume he wasted too much time caught up in the life. Drake has a song called Paris Morton Music, where on the hook he says, "Would've came back to you, I just needed time to do what I had to do, caught in the life. I can't let it go. Whether that's right, I will never know, but here goes nothing." This perfectly explains what Bangz must have been going through while his career slipped through his fingers. Lots of procrastination, literally and figuratively. We didn't need those mixtapes. Those should have been albums to solidify the influence and opportunity he had at the time. But him not being focused and seeing what was wrong, instead indulging in everything that felt good, caused his growth to be stunted for good. Stunt number 3, life got serious. One major occurrence in Kirko's music journey was his fans from Drink in My Cup days 2011-2012 who are now full-grown adults in their 30s and close to 40s by the time Kirko woke up from the bad management / label deals, the half-naked strippers and cough medicine. Closing the 2010s, he was now old news to new rap fans who changed along with the rap game to music lovers of violence, sliding, ops, it's up and it's stuck, dead homies, get back, homicide, and smoking on the deceased. Rap changed a few times since then, and don't forget the mumble rappers, the oh yeah era of SoundCloud demons that brought the cloud era into effect and quickly fell off to the drill, violent culture we live in now in rap and hip hop. In this era, after so many years, Kirko Bangz almost certainly won't become.
Yeah, I remember people was doing a dab and, you know, like Nene and all that shit. Now, like, they ain't doing that no more. They getting started and all that, you know.
Popular like he did back then. Life also got serious for Bangz, who lost his 4-year-old son in 2020 to an unknown illness that took him from the music even more.
Damn, rest in peace. Rest in peace to his son.
Understandably, to deal with such a heavy ordeal. Condolences to him, the strength that takes in itself. Salute to Kirko for even doing music after that. In 2021, he released an album of 8 songs, 5 with featured artists, but it was clear the time had passed for Bangz. Many not even knowing this was an album, some thinking it was an EP, and others not even aware. He started his own independent label and is working on new music, but that superstar career that once was eminent is long gone. All in all, one of the few times I've ever seen an artist that close but not capitalize on the success who could have been as big as Kirko Bangz. Yes, many have had the opportunity, but his was perfectly timed, just not with the right people driving the ship. And for these reasons, his growth was stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, bro, let me know what y'all think, bro. Like, let me know what is your favorite Kirko Bangz song, bro. My favorite song is obviously the Drink in My Cup song, but that song is always gonna be my favorite song of Kirko Bangz. You know, like I feel like that's his best song. You heard? Feel me? Like So yeah, bro. Like, let me know what y'all favorite song of Kirko Bangz. If it's not Drink in My Cup, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. We're just checking out you are.